The most iconic lines that AKA said in Boo Lemons is that hip hop. I mean, people say hip hop is dead, and that's nonsense. Is SA hip hop dead? Let's just answer this.
In terms, I look at Amanto Mazana, the remix. I think Ricky Rick was the wackest of them all, and it's his song. I'm like, but how did they chow in your song, right? I think from Ricky, Nadia Nakai, Cool Cat, the song just went down. Whereas if you go up, your ginger,
Cool Cat saw the show.
Chemistry in the studio is very important.
It is,
especially in hip hop, because the last hip hop album that I listened to that was a duo was Uzakwe and Duncan. And those two, I think, were literally in the same studio. And you can listen to that album from the first track up until the last. It's a banger. I don't know if you guys know the album.
I know Duncan.
That's a banger. I think for me that was the last hip hop album that was purely hip hop.
Sizo's favorite artist at the moment, Ulut Nova. Sosh Plata, braz. Yeah, it was an amazing hit. But like, if you listen to Sosh Plata and you listen to the recent album he produced, that album he produced recently is more commercial than that Sosh Plata vibe. I don't remember the EP that Sosh Plata was on. No, the recent album is Pray for Pretoria, but prior to that, he had another EP with Sosh Plata in. That album for me, EP for me, wasn't quote unquote commercially viable. But Pray for Pretoria, I don't feel like there's an album from Pretoria that's more commercially than that.
How do you classify commercial? Tell us, where did you see it being commercial? Like what, in numbers, in what, in streams?
What's your story? Let's tell it like Sunday Times, it's gonna cast, let's tell it live. What's your story? Let's tell it like and gonna cast, bring a cup, time for tea time. What's your story? Let's hear it right. Like Sunday Times, it's gonna cast, let's tell it live. What's your story? Let's get it right. And gonna cast the #1 music podcast.
Gonna casters. Today's episode was cut at Groomers Hairbar in Ebony Park, where style meets tradition, from sharp fades to classic cuts. You find them at 257 Acacia Street, right opposite the Lifestyle Pusher. Zongala sikushaye fade, maniga. Are we on? We are. One of the most iconic lines that AKA said in Boo Lemons is that hip hop. I mean, people say hip hop is dead, and that's nonsense. Is SA hip hop dead? Let's just answer this.
The crazy thing is, there's an irony in what you say. The person who actually said those words was actually AKA. I think something happened in the last 5-6 years. You see, what was happening with hip hop? I think Jampe, it benefited from hip hop blowing up globally. So if you look at like 2016, 2017, 2018, things like the Migos and stuff like that.
We're around this. Is hip hop dead? Is SA hip hop dead? What's your stance?
Not within terms of talent and production of music. There's something that was happening when you look at Mega, when you look at Ricky, when you look at Casper. These are guys who are able to become the link between hip-hop music and the boardroom, so to speak, if you ask me. Which, from that perspective, that is what we have lost in hip-hop. Because
we lost the boardroom. We lost
because commercially, that's where things are at. But if you look at sports, you look at rugby, rugby has been like the biggest thing in South Africa, because it's doing great, and then commercially people
so for a genre to how can I put it, to be successful, it has to commercially, it has to make
in
sense.
South Africa, things like hip hop fall within that category.
where
not
commercially
yeah,
needs to make sense.
not dance music. Dance music will always thrive in South Africa. We are a dancing nation.
Yeah, that's
so to speak,
that's where my next point was gonna be. Is it dead because of the rise of something else, of Amapiano? I don't want to compare hip hop and Amapiano because we know Vele Amapiano is gonna come out tops. But when you look at hip hop, like when did it die?
It's not a matter. I mean, I would disagree with the facts of death, because the death of hip hop would mean Uguti, we are not producing the same quality of hip hop that we were.
Are we?
5 years ago? I would argue.
Are we improving?
We are producing better hip hop than we were.
Yeah, Maga, why is it not making it, Maji?
Because it's the thing that I'm talking about, the link between the commercial space and local. Ricky.
Are brands running away from
you look
hip-hop?
at Ricky, you look at AKA, you look at the business side of it, due to whatever reason, they are, and I don't think because everything in South Africa, you look at sports, you look at music, you look at what it's funded by alcohol brands, it's funded by these particular brands and whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And when those particular brands are giving voice to that particular space, it thrives.
Back to the City was thinking by Hennessy most. Just they are the headline sponsor.
You could look and what is the Ricky concert, Zambe?
Cotton Fest.
Yeah, that's still going on quite okay.
Yeah.
But it does not attribute the space as a whole. But hip hop, we are not going to say it's dead. Nobody wants to listen to hip hop anymore. So we find there is still a strata of people that are like consuming hip hop,
the niche market.
And as a thing, you have to make a point for these kids rising, because you look at someone like Baby Days as a thing, Rabo, that is huge. If you ask me, as an artist, that is crazy. You look at those kids' visuals. You look at the type of music that they're producing. You see,
Bambi, so there's the mic.
You see, I think the question that you're asking, whether hip hop is dead or Lokuzanen, it falls into a space where you're asking a simple question as
it is.
If I open,
we are
no.
It is a simple question,
If I open my YouTube, if I open YouTube, when I put a are you asking me whether if I'm scrolling, am I seeing South African hip hop in that particular space? That is the kind of question you're asking me in essence. Because the death and the rise of it is it in my face type situation.
Okay, let's hear what the Jozi
I think we chose
Jozi. Around your point, we didn't get the point.
Because things are not as going to be black and white as we say. Because as I say, I would say it's a commercial space type environment. That's why I get to me when I open YouTube, is it in my face? Is the algorithm leading me there?
But algorithm is what I mean. It gives you what you watch, right? It follows your pattern. So algorithm doesn't really answer the question when you say hip hop is dead.
It shows me what Jozi is watching as well.
So
if all these people are enjoying something,
can I rock?
Going to see. So if I like jazz and all these people like hip hop, I am going to see hip hop as a consequence of them.
I mean, Antwana, you're rambling. Sometimes you lose me, dog.
Can I rock?
Okay. I'm coming. I'm last. Let Jozi speak.
So I wanna go back to your topic sentence using AKA's line. Is hip hop dead? That's what do you say? I was paraphrasing. Yeah. It's definitely not dead. And where AKA was coming from was arguing South African hip hop music as culture. Right now, we are speaking of an aspect of that culture, which is rap music, right? Yeah. And we can argue whether or not rap music has become palatable or not. But if we're arguing culture, it's not dead. Piano in itself, in essence, adopted some aspects of hip hop culture and made it more palatable. Whether it be through dress that he argues, whether it be through rapping on actual piano
but how
beats.
does hip hop benefit from that? Because piano in itself is just piano in itself. Nobody ever puts a link between to say Uyang Stana, he sounds like he's rapping and he was a rapper before, so we see how hip hop has influenced the piano. How does that? Because if you are going to say as a culture, you are going to say ukuthi piano now incorporates hip hop culture and all of us.
You interjected. I wasn't done. Bengisasho ukuthi ne South African.
No, it's a question.
Hip hop in essence, yabo, has a lot of things encapsulating it. It's not only the rap being an aspect of it. Rap is, in essence, is rhythm and poetry, yabo, of which niggas do it on other different types of beats. It doesn't take away the fact that it's rhythm and poetry, an aspect of hip hop.
The culture.
Hip hop also has a clothing space. You guys are speaking about Back to the City and Cotton Fest and whatnot. There's people that are fashion based actually that are, just because we don't follow it doesn't mean it's not big in that space. There's a fashion aspect of it. And if you look at, I'm old enough to remember way back in the day, the time Baspiza Maniga, we wasn't dressing the same ways. You know what I mean? There was niggas that were pantsulas that dressed a particular way. There was a mapucha that dressed a particular way, then us so-called quote-unquote niggas that dressed a particular way. And right now, if you look at dress as an aspect of hip-hop culture, it's fun. So that influence definitely embedded in it. My nigga, right now you're wearing Timbs. I don't know in particular, Uguti, what if like you're a house person. Just right now we're speaking about hip-hop, wait, let me land.
Okay, land. Yeah,
let me land.
Land, Antoine. You've been. Land,
so I was saying to say Uguti, the space we're in right now, hip hop is so infused. Whether look at lingo, slang language, you know what I mean. And I'm not saying that definitely amachita velekasi sotital slang has been there, of course. But I'm just saying to make that more palatable. Hip hop definitely did play a role in that.
Okay,
so it's looking at it now. We can. All I'm saying was maybe if we can rephrase what we speaking about.
I was about to say that
because right now we're using an umbrella term hip hop, and that umbrella term has different spectra and aspects of what actually hip hop is. Wait, and I'm not saying that if we look at the rap part of it, surely maybe you guys have somewhat argument to say that it wasn't as fly as it was before. When you look at 2014 levels, Tulufelo, Dakar albums, I can definitely get what you're saying, that from that space to where we've been in a couple of years, we probably might have seen a decline. Probably. But only the rap and only the rhythm and poetry aspect, not the whole other aspect of hip hop.
I've got a counter
But also I'm coming with the rap
I've got a counter argument to that. Now remember, I have shushed. Yes.
No. We don't.
I think I'm going to have. I don't think it's going to be more than. Just to a certain extent, I can say I agree with hip hop, but it's more layered than that, because if you are going to attribute hip hop to that, it means you are attributing more. For example, you make the Timbs argument. We are about references. Now Timbs. Hip hop, it climbs on top of that as well, because Timbs are from white people who work in forests and stuff like that. It's a working shoe that people adopted and hip hop adopted. So now hip hop got it from somewhere. At the end of the day, it made it cool, whatever. At the end of
hip hop is about making shit cool, man. Can I swear? I'm sorry.
That is the thing. It's a matter of what you are making the point of what things point to other things, and whatever the case may be. Hip hop has influenced this, but hip hop as
Steve, hip hop dead or not?
No, we're not gonna have a two. Wait.
The thing is, Jozi,
let's go back to the.
We are going to go.
Let's go back to the. Let's go back to the top, right? Okay. What I'm hearing from you guys. Sorry, man, to cut you, because we're gonna have a two.
Yeah.
We need to include other niggas. Other people in the space. Maybe we can just say hip hop has fallen off, and I just want to let's have a society. Let's not have a personal one. Let's have a societal that's argument. What people are saying out there. Let's have that argument. Why are they saying it has fallen off? Why is it fallen off? Why are they thinking it has fallen off? Or what's the argument to say it? No, it didn't fall off.
Okay, so Purati, I do look at it. So let me leave that just. So can we shrink something down to look at? Would you make the argument hip hop on a global scale has fallen off?
No, this is SA hip hop.
I know. I'm going to shrink it down. That's the thing. So if we can agree with the hip hop as a whole has not fallen off, we can shrink to the essay context and find reasons and justifications to say why.
That's what I want. Tell me those. Let's not go deep. Let's just be on the surface of it.
Now that pulls directly into my first point of Uguti. This is more of a corporate thing more than it is a talent thing.
Thank you.
From hip hop artists.
Let's leave it there because there's a lot of points to cover. Let's leave it there.
Now, if you want to go down that particular rabbit hole, Uguti, we are now justifying as to why hip hop is not in the space where it's supposed to be in this particular time. It draws directly on that. We are speaking about music, and by essence, I do not want to keep on bringing out the sports thing. You can even look at PSL, the South African Soccer League. If you look at that, you find that if you go like 8 years back, South African soccer was weighing off, so to speak, and it was not doing that great. You look at a stadium, if it's accommodating only 8,000 people, if the derby is not filling up the stadium anymore as it used to be in 2004, you find that the business will move away from that. But then you look at the last, and then you look at okay. Let me 30 seconds. Then you let me.
I'm counting, Buffett. I'm counting.
And then you look at something like Mamelodi Sundowns going into Africa and dominating in Africa. Look at the Pirates now getting into that space. Look at South African
football.
So
it's the commercial space for you that
the commercial space will move into that.
Sharp.
The derby never not fills up a stadium anymore. Why would if you go to FNP before a derby starts, there's a panoy that flies.
Talking about
but that's the point. Then we can shift and go back to hip hop and say, that's what they've lost. These guys, aka Ricky, Casper, Nan, what they were able to do, whether it was management or whatever the case may be, they were able to move from listen to my music, and then there's also a space where I can say, I'm going to FNP, I'm going to next week, I'm going to Mapi.
Wait. I want to hear from Menpi. Menpi, what's your point on, your take on hip hop and it being dead? We hear the commercial side around dealer, dog. You just had to say the commercial side is of it is out.
No, for me, that's
no, it's because
it's fine.
Simple.
No, for me,
argument, but man, I'll send an argument against the commercial side. So let's throw it out.
That's your point. That's your point.
It went back to being a niche.
Yeah.
How it started. It went back to there. Like Sizo Ashuguti, it lost the commercial aspect. In terms of the being at the global, like the way piano it took over. It used to be hip hop at some point. But so it went back to what it is. Or the cool kids.
The kids of the north.
Kids of the north.
The kids of the north.
It went back to that. So for me, it's not dead, but it.
So are you saying, Uguti, the generation I mean, we've argued this before. Uguti, do they have lazy ears?
No, they've lost the public land. Remember when it moved 2014? Even an average person who was not into hip hop would rock a Casper song, would know lyrics were AKA. So they've lost the aspect there. Understand?
But I would argue and say then about Casper and AKA then they would put in someone said on the comments actually on the episode that we had, Uguti, hip hop works in South Africa if you have a gimmick in it, if it has that South African flavor. But now I think a lot of cats, maybe we are looking into international more than how the Abu Casper and AKA did.
Are we choosing to call that a gimmick? Is it a gimmick?
Okay, maybe there's another word.
Let's reword it.
Maybe there's another word.
Local is more.
Maybe local. Tibo. Anyway, we are at Groomers Barber, right? Groomers Barber. Hairbar. Groomers Hairbar. Tibo is hosting us. Conacast is so Tibo, what's your take on it?
My take, I want to actually jump on your point there, Uguti. we talking about corporate and we're talking about international and all of that, but then we're forgetting ukuthi there's the end user at the end of the day, which is South Africans that listen to this music.
Yes, I was going to go there. Yeah.
One thing I've noticed, even with myself, ukuthi we've moved away from sort of like identifying cool things as things that are outside of South Africa, and we've come back home. So we are more relatable to ourselves now.
And we definitely are.
That's why Ipiano is so big, because when I listen, I can relate. I can hear myself in that song. It's things that I would say. It's things that I run into mang hambekasi. It's literally people that we grew up with. Some of them we know them. And a lot of the times it's people that we've interacted with in so many occasions. So for me now, I think hip hop in South Africa has lost its core in making the genre more South African and more.
Yeah, that's what I was saying when using the word gimmick, right? Yes, I take the word back. Maybe I can't find it.
Can I hear Jozi's point, because I think
this conversation is really gaslighting, because one, it's telling who genuinely listens to hip hop or not.
Okay.
Because I'm hearing we've shifted to a point where it's not relatable for South Africans, and you guys couldn't have kept so much in life.
Yeah.
Because one, the Koeles, I don't know if you niggas are tapped in.
Sure.
Yeah.
How do you listen to those guys and say we are not relatable as South Africans? Because those guys are speaking to kids. Bo Cotton Fest and all these things, and those kids, I listen to them. One of my favorite artists in South Africa. They genuinely just talk about their genuine life experience as little kids growing up, aspiring to have what. Imagine those are their role models. Not even looking at like international artists, as some of you guys are alluding. They say I want to be like Blackie. You know what I mean? Let's look at Pretoria. What do you mean those guys are not rapping about the South African context? And let's look at niggas like Tato Soul and 25K that genuinely make you feel like you've lived in
So why is it not
through
landing,
music
then? Why is it not
It's
landing?
because South Africa, let me learn. South Africa, in essence, we love dance music. 2014, these people, and you guys, Askis Shem, it's how I'm gonna word it, but no, it's how I'm gonna word it, but it's not what I mean. You had it right, but you're expressing it wrong. 2014 was just an eclipse of dance music. When you look at Questa's album, Dakar, when you look at AKA Levels, when you look at the Casper album, in a sense that we understood that right now for hip hop, if you wanna go far, be relatable and make dance music.
Yeah.
And from there,
that is not true.
Can I finish?
Can
I finish?
Okay.
The gimmick part I was talking about. Just
Can I? It's big. All I'm saying is that South Africa is a country that loves dance music. Whatever that's gonna make people move is what people are gonna fly with. Right now, if like Linkopter, I don't know if I'm spelling it right. It's actually becoming a big.
You're not palatable.
It's becoming a big emerging genre because right now it's dance music from that scene. All I'm saying is that dance music will always overshine, whether it's piano, whether it's.
But then now that draws up inking when I chose it, because as you say, you would say in the dance music, there are things that pop up and like Likompo, as you say. Now we cannot argue the fact between a particular period in time, which is like the 2015, 2017, all the way close to like 2019 or some shit like that. We cannot argue hip hop was actually running South African music in a particular state. That was the case. Hip hop was like the biggest thing. Almost all concerts and all events we went to, they were hip hop based in a particular. Whether you are here in Johannesburg, I was in Durban, or whatever the case may be, that was the case. So we cannot argue the fact of there is a space for hip hop in South Africa. We are not only a dance nation as a thing. Now we are looking at a space of those guys did extremely well. In fact, some of them are still even benefiting from that whether it be financially or whatever the case may be. Kulichana has not dropped a song in like the longest.
They diversified.
But I think he's doing well because of that particular time and the things that he did for himself in that particular time. It was a great time for hip hop. But now,
but listen.
Maybe it's because of the
But guys,
streetwise too. Maybe streetwise too.
and what
And
you
that nigga was streetwise.
and what you listen, and what you said is very important. But you must understand, at the time when Kulichana was doing this, right?
yeah,
You know, when like at the time it wasn't. You know, when a lot of people are not tapped into that vibe.
Yeah.
It's easier. That word, I'm using it loosely in this context. It's easier to become like, once you pioneer from something that not everyone is tapped into, it's easier to like longevity. It's easy like to be like on like a high level in that sense.
No,
Right
no,
now,
no,
hip hop is diluted. Every zonke intwana zasekhaya
They're doing
hip hop. Well,
the same thing.
not zonke, but not necessarily the same thing. I mean, like everyone is exposed to the market
I've
to
got
say
a counter argument,
to-
but I'd like to hear
to
what
kind of
Kev
make
is
it
saying.
like yabo.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we've lost the context of what you were saying in the beginning. The death, right?
Yeah.
Of but
questions,
Yeah, we're around.
So-
ask a questions, you bring about other stuff.
so here's my
Because-
thing. Here's my
let me-
thing.
Let me listen
I
to
think
Kev.
we need to look at death in terms of where are we on the spectrum. And I like the fact that you said there's so many aspects of it. Are we talking death in terms of rap, culture, or, you know, whatever makes
Yeah.
the genre?
But
Because
what is
it's
the
not
culture
just-
fueling into, guys?
A lot of
If
things,
we are talking
wait.
rap, why are we not talking music?
Let me land.
What is this culture that y'all are
Let's
speaking
tell
of?
her.
Wait,
Let's
wait, wait. So let me give you an example. Andrea Bocelli came to SA orchestra and he sold out.
Yeah.
His cheapest ticket was like 4K, but he sold out.
That was cheap.
What? So here's what I'm saying. His market went there. There's not a lot of noise around orchestra music in SA, but his market went there.
Yeah.
Same vibe with Cotton Fest,
Yeah.
right? It was packed because the kids still relate to it. So the fact that I get what you're saying commercially, it's not doing great, but was hip hop in SA a commercial thing? It wasn't. I think it was a stance of culture. We are the cool kids and that's what we are. And then the music was a bypass, like, oh, we actually make good music, so we might as well, right? But if you look at hip hop and where it started, like back in the day, it was never about noise. It was
But
about
then-
we the cool kids.
Yeah.
We keep to ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't party with y'all. Whereas the other genres we have are just like, let's make a lot of noise.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's dead in that term because from where it started and what it was initially, it still has its target audience. Hence
But
your
then-
content
but then
is still
Bev-
low.
Okay, let me let's
Yeah. So you are actually Bushkutu, and you are falling into what Ricky said, right? Uguti, hip hop was never a mainstream genre.
No.
Hip hop ain't dead. It's just the people who love and respect hip hop are them. It will never die to them.
It's gone
Right.
back to its roots of we are the cool kids.
It's you see,
Yeah,
guys.
but-
You see, let me see. South Africans make jazz music. We have been one of the greatest jazz producers in the world.
Also round again.
Even
round.
even as oppressed people. Now,
Are you done with him?
do you know what the problem is,
Substitute.
Zonapev? The problem is, Uguti, if for the next 5 years as South Africans, we appreciated that market and we tapped into it, and then even by virtue, not only us listening to it at scale, even influence the global music scene as a thing, means Uguti jazz for that 5 years is a mainstream local. Yes, now we cannot argue with the hip hop before a particular time in South Africa. The fact that we are quite two kids, we came from there. There was no hip hop. Squatter Camp are like the first people that start this shit. But when you look at Abo Quest and Abo Casper and Abo Local, these people dragged this shit out of them. They made it. They made hip hop what hip hop is. Now you attribute what happened in that particular time.
Shanga Malaysia. Aye baba, can you Groomers? Hey, Shanga Malaysia, baba. Hey, Shanga Malaysia.
This is not like the normal fa.
Thank you, Tivo. I know we get your point, dog.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So hip hop was mainstream for and I'd like us when we're having this particular.
No,
But it did not at all, which I agree. But for a period of time in South African music,
It was.
yeah. And we can say it benefited from whatever was happening internationally. And it was cool as hell.
Yeah, but now
But now that is no longer the case.
Yes, that's what
They're
I want
dead.
to. The
Is
dead.
it dead now? And I'm only saying, it's not the talent side. The music is still on exactly on the same grade.
It's not dead.
Now
But I think
thing
it's
is,
quality.
It's not at all. Now the problem is we are not paying attention to it. When I go to YouTube, if I want to listen to Baby Days or Kid Kane or whatever the case may be,
Kindly
I need to
Nash.
search for them. Kindly Nash. I need to search and then now explore their music and realize, oh shit, this is nasty C level type music at the end of the day.
Yeah,
These
but
kids
now,
are up here.
but now you're
But
talking.
now it's not scary. It's not
you're
the first thing I come into when I open my YouTube.
Yeah,
when
what?
I go to Locals.
Yeah, but remember,
now
YouTube,
is that
YouTube,
dead? Is that what we're calling?
No, but
dead?
you can't really argue it in terms of your search history or whatever, because remember Gutabo YouTube then it was not a thing. People didn't have that platform but hip hop still made it.
But
you can't attribute its death
In
to the
fact,
fact that your
Sure.
thing.
Sure. But
Your
I
YouTube
would make the argument of the rise of hip hop in South Africa correlates with the rise of social media and YouTube. and things
Okay,
like
I
that.
have a quick scenario that I want us to. If umuntu egula esibhedlela, if they're in ICU,
Yeah.
are they declared dead?
If Bakula
If they're in ICU,
no.
it's not dead.
So hip
It's
hop.
not dead.
So hip hop is.
So
in
the fact that you're
ICU.
saying there's still talent, there's still music, it's not dead. I'm trying to answer your
why is
question,
it not
Timber.
making it? That's where
It's in
we need to be.
It's in
These both
ICU.
guys, that I will always make an argument.
Okay.
Okay, Jabo.
Let's give Paul
I think they disconnected with the streets and God.
Yes, that's where I want us to go to. How? Why? Are the lyrics?
Remember, if
repetitive?
a normal person wants to be you, ingosi sifuna ukufana nawe.
Yeah.
Ingosi sifuna ukufana no Scott Maphuma.
I.
You understand? Angifuna ukufana no Nasty or A-Reece. The nigga looks pro. You understand? Whoever is hot. So you understand? But Scott looks like he's having the time of his life. You understand? My sessions laba nawo. Lento enzakalayo mabaka studio. Makafikile that type of reception.
Yeah.
You want it.
Yeah.
So nobody's copying the hip hop cats because more to pay yakhona yabona ukuthi it's intimate.
Yeah.
Makuthi kune listening part yabona ngathi bayi 5 nyana bayakenana laba.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then more ufika lapho kuyipiano. I mean boring.
Yeah.
Uhoste irating listening session yakhe kuFaro.
Yeah.
The car dealership.
Yeah.
Bokupacked it up kwe. You understand? So I'm saying that they lost the streets.
Yeah.
And if you lose the streets, and hip hop it's a reflection of the streets.
Yeah.
If you look at the essence,
but is it?
It goes back to what Tab was saying. Back in the days, much cooler, more illegal. Like we used to
Mike.
make a funny. Understand that they never had the street. You know, and man, it's on a lazy
Substitute.
they can relate to Abu Scott and all that. You know, that's why right now it's easy to sell. EPR to that level.
Yeah.
You understand? So I think it goes back to what you're saying. It's about like now we have finally found like our culture. It's something that we can hold on.
I like
that's piano.
I like if Faith ka lukhuluma ngana mic. It just hopes ukuthi bazomuza. So I just wanted to lay ground rules as a sound guy, right? My G, when you mawukhuluma ne, I-mic iya lapho ubuso wakho bukhona. Ne. Jozi. Yeah. So if you pay go left, you might go left. If you pay go right, you might go right. Ungafani no Sizo. Sizo spoke for 30 minutes, and I'm not even sure if people.
Yeah. Okay. Let's guys. I need us to have a very consistent conversation, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's have a point and answer the point and move on, because there's a lot of points that I want us to cover, right? So, yeah, I'm just gonna bring the point up, and then you give your stance on it, and give other people to also give their thingy, because yeah, we're gonna lose it if we don't do that.
And Mount Diverts us at fine was a tiny podle after.
Thank you. So, what you said about it losing the commercial side, I'm just trying to think about things that also contributed into that. Because if brands are running away from hip hop, right, does that mean radio also played a pivotal role in terms of not airplaying hip hop anymore? Would you say that also contributed?
Commercially, brands is marketing. They always just gonna vie with numbers. It doesn't matter how good. Like if like Linkompton niggas right now, if Sheba shit knew how to behave, the brands are gonna be on his side. Like it's a numbers game. Even like a Maskandi nigga right now, if he had to like produce those numbers, they're gonna align to him. You know what I mean? So commercially, yeah, it's just that, and it's a tiring argument to come back to, but like it's facts to come back to say that we're a dance country, bras. Whatever that's gonna make people move, and like it has to touch people, even kids, bra. Yeah,
yes, true.
Yeah, bro. Like that was the Crash song at one point. So like, it's music like that will always encapsulate people. To say that hip hop is not commercially is really a lie, because even niggas, it really is.
It's a lie.
I'm saying that because I don't know if you guys genuinely listen back to albums and hear artist progression. Fana like with this brew, Sizo's favorite artist at the moment, Ulut Nova. Sosh Plata, braz. Yeah, it was an amazing hit, but like if you listen to Sosh Plata and you listen to the recent album he produced, that album he produced recently is more commercial than that Sosh Plata vibe. I don't remember the EP that Sosh Plata was on.
Who?
No, the recent album is Pray for Pretoria, but prior to that, he had another EP with Sosh Plata in. That album for me, EP for me, wasn't quote unquote commercially viable. But Pray for Pretoria, I don't feel like there's an album from Pretoria that's more commercially than that.
How do you quantify commercial? Tell us, where did you see it being commercial? Like what, in numbers, in what, in streams? How do you?
That's actually an amazing question, and to be honest, I don't have answers to that. I feel like people pick the consumer, and Braz actually Upraz what salon. I'm really sorry I forgot the name of the salon. What is it again?
The Groomers.
Hairbar.
Yeah.
Grooming, yeah.
Groomers actually also said Vele would say another important aspect is the consumer. The consumer's pick. And even artists say this all the time, that you can go to the studio, record music, and feel like this is actually the hits of the album. And the consumers are going to tell you that actually this is what we're vying with. So commercial, I understand it technically, but it lies with the consumer. Technically in the sense that you shouldn't cuss, and like your content should be like, you know, what's the word, applicable or rather palatable for the common people in South Africa, because even kids are listening to music. So commercially, technically covers those aspects. However, radio play and whatnot, of which I feel like you mean commercially, consumers pick pick who's hot for them. Consumers pick, but the core, it's even like redundant to use this word, but like the core hip hop fans, quote unquote, are the ones that are just following whichever artist that they like.
Yeah, that's where I was gonna go to. Which you are, I think you are a hip hop head.
That is.
Yeah. So in your eyes, hip hop is not dead and it's doing well and it's commercially viable and everything is going.
Yes, but like you use the wrong phrase in your eyes. It's facts. It's just not performing. It's just not.
What does that mean?
It's just not performing at the level that we once saw it in 2014. And I'm saying.
And isn't that a fallout? Isn't that a decline?
No.
Would you describe it as a decline?
For me personally, I would use a word like stagnant and not a decline, because I'm not seeing a decline in albums. I'm not seeing a decline in artists. I'm seeing niggas blow up. I'm seeing niggas come up. I'm seeing Pelamouti decline. It means like niggas are not hopping on that wave anymore.
Okay, how many albums have been released as a hip hop that are just let's take maybe iTunes.
Yeah.
That hit number 1 on iTunes this year in 2025.
Bruh,
I know that
A-Reece dropped an album, not an album, a mixtape, unannounced, and the numbers. I'm pretty sure it's like on 10 million streams on Spotify right now, and he dropped it in May last year. Kill the King, unannounced. Unannounced.
It can't be 10 million though.
Oh, do your homework.
It can't be 10 million.
Swear down.
Also, it can't be 10 million. Yeah.
Swear down.
Questa, I think he was number 1 for
the album that
big
he
bro.
Yanga also dropped an amazing album. Guys, please.
Amazing.
The thing.
Amazing. Swear down.
Yes,
amazing.
the point. I think the point has been made.
That one are you capping? Amazing.
Yanga, that album is amazing. Gents, let's look. The point that has been made is it's not a decline in talent and music itself.
Yes.
That point has been made.
But the albums are there. That's what I'm saying. What do you mean decline?
I would like to disagree on a lot of points because he has stacked sentences where he's contradicting each other. Truly. Because I mean, first of all, you said a person's album, you compared 2 albums and said one is more commercial than the other.
I was showing progression.
And then you said commerciality, if that's a term in itself, we can't define it.
I said I can't.
Determined.
I said I define it technically in a sense that number 1, cursing on music and the content. If for an example,
cursing.
right?
Did you say cursing?
Uktugana.
Oh.
Okay, what
what's
does
wrong
that
with cursing?
do with commerciality?
Guys, commercial the way I understand. That's why I kept on saying the
biggest
way I
songs
understand
The
it.
biggest
brand
songs
will run
WAP was the biggest song.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm talking about SA music.
Yes,
we are on SA.
so Tina, we don't like swearing. Is that what you're saying?
Fuck
You're
that.
diverting. I don't understand what the conversation is about
Yes,
anymore.
because you made a conversation about swearing.
Wait.
Yes.
Are you asking me about what do I mean by
You tell me that
commercially?
commerciality, you said already, you've already said it. So we can't pinpoint it. So we can't.
I said I can't.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Jozi, perfectly fine. Because you are the one making a point of which one thing is more commercial than the other. So you can't now jump into a platform where you say you can't now define what commerciality is. If you are putting 2 albums in a spectrum.
Oh
where
no,
this
no!
one
I
is more
definitely hear what
commercial
you're
than
saying.
that. Yeah.
I was just alluding to. If you heard that Sosh Plata album,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And this is another thing I feel like is problematic. I feel like we're having conversations that are too surface level.
Yeah.
I don't feel like people are genuinely listening to music that they're speaking on.
We don't want to
But
go
because
deeper
that's the
than
depth
that.
of
We
it.
don't
And
wanna
people
go
are
deeper
not
than-
listening
Because
because
we
you're
wanna-
asking
we
the
wanna
person
speak
whether
on
it's
time.
dead or not.
Because what criteria are you using? Let me throw it back at you. What criteria do you use to say something is more commercial?
No, Jozi, it falls above that because we are speaking about the death of hip-hop.
The
reason why people are not listening-
over.
It was always going to be the case. It was always going to be the case. No, we are very passionate about music.
Yeah,
that is the
but
thing.
let's move on, Jess, because now we're going back to the commercial side of it, right? I wanted to ask Guti, what do you think is the role of fans? Did fans play a role? Like there is a decline. Let's just agree on that. There is a decline. Yes.
Yeah.
There is a decline. However you want to term it.
I would say it's stagnant, but yeah.
Yeah. However you want to term it, there is a decline. What did the fans? Guys, just answer the question. What did the fans? What was the role of the fans in it declining or in it being stagnant? Just answer the straight up question, and then we can move to another question.
These are not straight up questions.
Don't go deep.
Wait,
Don't go deep.
Yeah. And I'm gonna answer you again, right? In previously the analogy I was alluding to. What I'm saying is, right now I have a product in Paisa, these type of jeans only, right? And people are buying. And at some point, if this is the only thing I'm gonna produce, people have it already. So now, what's the point of buying it again? Yeah, bro. Fans play a role in a sense that they kind of like push you, A, to diversify, B, to give us another bag that you've already give us this diversified dog. Bring shorts, bring skinny jeans. You know what I mean? So fans play a role in terms of mending that particular artist because they tell them that, hey, dude, we've heard this sound before.
So you're sport.
You know what I mean? And then they influence your sound in that essence. Some artists have fallen for that. Some artists have never fallen from that. We've seen artists just carry on with the same vibe. We've seen artists diversify. And fans played a role. And actually, inverse, fans also, in my opinion, can potentially harm artists in a sense that they keep on hyping up the same type of music that individual is doing. And they're comfortable where that individual is. Sometimes that happens. And I don't want to name drop because on camera.
Okay, name drop.
But
yeah.
So just to clarify, are you saying the problem is the lack of creativity and adaptability in hip hop? Like hip hop hasn't adapted with ASA street culture. Is that what you're saying, Jozi?
No, not at all. I was saying fans. I'm sure you asked what's the role of fans. I wasn't talking about that. I was just talking about fans in particular that.
Also, fans are the ones that failed to evolve with the. You can't. So you're saying fans failed hip hop. I say hip hop. Is what you're saying?
No, I'm saying because he was asking what is the role of the fan with the particular artist, and I was saying it fans do play an impact, whether it's negative or positive.
Okay.
They can positively impact you in a sense of influencing your music. AKA used to do that. AKA used to chop sounds and put it on Twitter and ask fans, what do you feel about this? How can I chop this more for your liking, whatever? And they would influence him and tell him, no, we like this chop, we don't like this chop. And in some aspects also, fans can actually make artists stagnant to say that this is actually the only vibe we like. And we've seen this, guys, like when artists try and a straight rapper tries to do dance music, we come back and say, but
got you.
What's this now? Because meaning is Tandela Vele when you rap and whatnot. Nasty C last year collabed with, I forgot the artist, but they kind of try to do like a soft beat and what are the fans saying?
Which is fine.
Let me tell you.
Okay.
What are the fans saying? What are the fans saying from Price City? They're like, bra, can you please rap? What the hell is this? Yeah, but that's a smaller example to show you that also fans play a role in shaping that particular artist in that context.
A-Reece, remember when he hopped on the Kelvin Momo thing.
Yeah,
most of them were not happy with it.
People are saying we don't even know that song.
No, but guys, we need to attribute it. See, for the convenience of our conversation, we were fine calling consumers a good 15-20 minutes ago. And then now they are also contributors to a particular thing. You see, Joz, if that album let me land. Now the thing is, Joz, it's a matter of product. So if that album was as great as they thought it was going to be, it was going to produce what they thought it was going to produce. At the end of the day, if chicken is delicious, people are going to go buy chicken from that place. Consumers, we called them that 15 minutes ago, but now we are calling them something else. Contributors towards the product at the end of the day. We are speaking about being innovative. Innovators
these guys.
Do you know what I realized the other day? I realized
optics. Everything is optics with you guys.
I made a realization of Uguti. I was thinking to myself, Uguti, stay. You should look into fashion because you can dress yourself. And then I realized I'm not an innovative person when it comes to fashion. I can't do anything with the t-shirts if you gave me one. If you said, put something on a t-shirt that would sell more than another t-shirt. I'm just going to put prints with. I'm not that innovative in that space. But you put me in a different space. Yeah, but that's the thing. If a hip hop artist decides, oh, people want this and it doesn't work, it's not up to the consumer to say, oh, this shit was bad. If it was bad, it was bad.
And that's the thing. We've seen artists that did not take criticism from the consumer, the person that streams with, the person that goes out their way.
Oh, it was their range.
Yeah, but now
you
can't go with everyone. Like if I don't like whatever that you're doing, it doesn't necessarily mean that everyone doesn't like.
That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying we've seen implications of fans saying, yo, we're tired of this vibe. You've not seen artists not get momentum because of fans saying that we're tired of this vibe.
Like who? Make an example.
Damn. Okay, A-Reece was beating those allegations for a couple of minutes. Like the Wrecking Crew days. And also, I'm going to agree with your point right now, actually.
Guy one, nigga agree. Yo, I have a faith.
During the... no, I'm agreeing in a sense that to some degree...
Yeah, but agree food.
I told you about optics. Fans kind of don't know what they want. Because the Mash Beats days, people were saying, but A-Reece dog, can you collab with other people and not your camp only? And then they had that little fallout, and A-Reece started collabing with other people.
Yeah, that's
and people came out and to say now, dog, it's not the same Mash and A-Reece combo.
Yeah, that's where my next question is coming from. Then, Acacia is substitute. I think who's coming in? Who's coming in? Steve.
Oh, I've been wanting to hear your views on things. You've had very, very interesting views, bro. So
wait, like I just want to put this one across, right? Yeah. There's a lot of things that have changed in terms of the music industry, right? In terms of technology and stuff like that. What used to happen before. Okay, before I say this or this question, can we stick to points, guys, please? Can we stick? No, we need to stick to points, please. We're gonna have a long episode. Yes, please. Yeah, please. Okay, so there's been very technological advancements and stuff like that, right? So do you think hip hop the fall or the decline or the stagnation of it is also caused by the fact that people are not in the same room when they collab? Like you send your verse, I send my verse, and we're not feeling the music the same way, right? In the olden days, like if you look at I'm a DVD about Jay-Z and stuff, you'll see him listening to a beat and then Untanga actually coming up with lyrics and someone else that has a feature on the track, being in the same studio and actually feeling the same track and writing the track, but by two on the same thing. Do you think that also played a role in it? Collabs not being, you sending your verse, we don't know each other. Like I've heard artists saying we've never even met, but we have an album or a song together. Yeah, this is the owner of the group. This is the Groomer.
Can we just speak about how great the space is?
Nice.
I think people will probably not get to see this artwork that is behind us. The corner that look.
It's a nice place. Nice.
Yeah. This is amazing.
Yeah. Congrats on that, my G. Yeah.
Not to answer your question. I think from my perspective, I don't think that's been a huge contributor in what's happening right now in hip hop, because that's been happening way back as early as 2008. We've seen, because I remember watching the Carter documentary, that guy was recording that album in, where was he?
He was there.
He was there. He was recording that album there, and everyone who was featured was literally just sending him their verses, and Kanye was just shooting him the beats from the States to Europe. So that's been happening for a while. But then if it's a contributor, it's only recent because now people are kind of like touring more. They are not in the same place at the same time all at once. And then I think people don't take the time to just sit down and listen to the beat and familiarize themselves with the topic that's at hand on the beat. You know, you get a beat and someone is rapping a certain topic, but then the feature who's featured on the song, you know. So I think that all boils down to a focus and the artistry around hip hop. It hasn't declined, but people aren't really applying themselves in terms of, okay, let's stick to subject matter. Because remember, hip hop, its core has always been a subject matter. Let's have a topic. Let's talk about that. Yeah.
Content. MNP, what's your take on it? I think I'll call out names. Yeah, let's do that. I'll call you out. Don't talk if I didn't call you out.
No, repeat your question.
No, I was saying, do you think collabs also, how we collaborate now, also played a role in the decline of hip hop?
It did, because if you listen to, I don't know if I should name it, Usmaman.
Yeah.
The album, if you listen to it, you can tell with some of the features, some of the songs, the people were not in the studio because the subject matter, like if you listen to it, is it dangerous? There's a song I know, Youngster CPT.
Yeah.
If you listen to what Youngster CPT is talking about and what the boy is talking about, two different things.
Yeah, but Yenanje is just whack.
But to go back to his point, I think chemistry in the studio is very important.
It is,
especially in hip hop, because the last hip hop album that I listened to that was a duo was Uzakwe and Duncan.
Yeah.
And those two, I think, were literally in the same studio.
Yeah.
And you can listen to that album from the first track up until the last.
Yeah.
It's a banger. I don't know if you guys know the album.
I know
Uzakwe and
that.
Duncan. Yeah. That's a banger. I think for me, that was the last hip hop album that was purely hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the last.
We can
Excuse me. You mean
Excuse me.
a last as in collab or just album? Period.
Collabo.
As an album
And
being built as an album. Going into the studio and saying, guys,
no,
dude,
I got
we have
you.
a project.
You mean it's the last hip hop album for you?
For me,
as a duo,
for me, as a duo,
period.
as people that go into the studio and be like, okay, Njayam, we're gonna rap, and then we're gonna have subject matters for each and every song, and then we're gonna blend all the songs together.
Yeah.
Because now what's happening is that it's an album, but then all the songs are like, you can't listen to the songs one after that.
Yeah. No disrespect, I respect your point, but
Sure.
I'm gonna go back to, I feel like we should, if we're gonna speak on topics, let's honestly be properly informed. Have you listened to Only the Brave by Mesh and Words?
Yeah, I have.
And you're gonna say Zakwe was the last thing that was cohesive?
Have you listened to Zago and Duncan? Have you listened to that album?
Yeah.
Bro, when you Jozi's
Go back and listen to the album.
It's got like 2 or 3 nice singles.
Now the album.
Let's hear what Pev has to say. Pev, let's hear you.
I think chemistry, you're very right? But I don't think chemistry just in terms of the rap or the flow, but I think also the subject matter and what we're talking about. I'll give an example. It's probably whack, but in my eyes, when I study music and that fusion of chemistry, if you look at Mzegezege's I've Got Money, I'll Go Down remix, where he's got the Kwaito kids and then Pro comes in. The beat is the same, but you can feel that, okay, now we are moving away from Kwaito, but the subject is the same. So that's why I think that track for me worked very well, because Skulma Ngemali and Utis Nayo, but we can say it in different genres.
Sure.
The Kwaito kids said it in their way, the hip hop cats came in as well.
Sure.
So I think you're very right in terms, look at Amanto Mazana, the remix. I think Ricky Rick was the wackest of them all. And it's his song. I'm like, but how did they chow in your song? Right? I think from Ricky, Nadia Nakai, Cool Cat, the song just went down. Whereas if you go up, your ginger, wait.
Cool Cat told the show.
Let me tell you. Let me land.
Yeah, you have to say that.
Let me land. If you listen to everyone before Ricky, Sir Trill, verse was proper, laid down lyrics. Cool Cat was cool because of flow. He came in and he changed the flow. You know, like Splome VIP, like it's just like, but the other kids, if you listen to Mark started it, he came with a story. He's telling a story, he's telling a story. Kid X jumps in, tells a story, and then the rest is look, Cool Cat is cool in that song. No, there were no bars. He's just rhyming like over nothing.
This is when I got like tribalistic. You only pointed out the Zulu rapping niggas.
And umzulu wena ngokwakho.
No, mina vele ngumzulu. But uBev nabantu abakhombile.
Okay, I think my point was chemistry. I agree with you, Thabo, in terms of chemistry being important and not even just about, we don't have to be in the studio together.
Okay.
But I think the concept of what are we talking about and how are we laying it down really matters. I think that was my point.
All right. So when we talk of chemistry and all of that, does it also then go to the because there's I mean everyone is saying the hip hop cats are not getting along. There's no unity in hip hop. There's a lot of beefs and stuff, and the piano cats working together, coming together and keep ama hits. So do you think the beef, because beef plays a huge role in hip hop, right?
Yeah.
So do you think the beef in South African context also fucked us up?
It did, and hugely at that point, because remember, hip hop is all about competition. It's all about, I can rap better than you. I can lay a better 16 than you. I can flow in the verse better than you. You know, I've got better cadence than you. I'm the man in here. But then at the same time, back in the day, the beef was never about Aswani or we can never mend things or we can never work together. It was just about on the track, bring your A game. Do you understand? And I think a lot of hip hop cats in South Africa, they're not about that. If I don't like you,
became personal.
It became personal. It became very personal. Whereas with piano, the guys right now, piano is a very new genre, and they're trying to paramisa piano. They're trying to put it on the map, on the world stage, and that's why they work very well together, because I think they understand the mandate. This is a very local genre. It's a new genre. We have to own it as much as possible, just like how the Nigerians are owning Afrobeat. You know, they have to paramisa the genre, and I think that's one thing that they're getting right in piano as of currently.
All right, thanks, man. Thibo, let's have a substitute there.
But can I just
Sure.
Hey, and he's gonna need to respond. Can I dial? You gonna conclude? Thibo's two stuff,
Sure.
Based on what you just said right now, and again, to re-emphasize, Groomers is an amazing place, brother. Please keep it up, and we'll definitely visit. I wanted to say the beef element that you're speaking about, and in terms of how we, and for me, it's one of those false chats. Well, I guess two truths can still maintain in this regard.
Sure.
I'm trying to say, piano is a grand child of house music in essence, right? House niggas, it's not like when you do house, you upumile in that human element of not liking niggas and whatnot. These niggas don't like each other. We've heard brews about Black Coffee having beef with Woody Woo, or Blase having beef with Next Man, yabo. What I'm saying is, house as a genre as it wasn't a space where we can beef through songs. And because of piano being from that family, how can you be a black sheep all of the sudden, manje? And also, it's in South Africa. It's not all lyricists in piano that are that. What's the word? Coherent. Vocalist is one of those people that are special, but he's also from a hip hop branch. That's what I'm saying. That element, Sizo Alkaline and Tarra. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but how are we gonna have a Lim Crazy do a diss track, bruh?
Before you answer, I've got something.
Thanks for landing so quickly. Learn from him. Land, dog. Land, my nigga.
I'll try. Yabo,
Land.
Yabo kumina, it's more of a question, and ironically, what Jozi has said pours into the same buckets that I'm trying to pour into.
Sure.
There is an argument that would say, Uti, the actual beefs that we are talking about in hip hop have contributed towards hip hop, so to speak. Yeah, but
Commercially.
Yeah, contributed
Yes,
towards the rise.
Yeah.
Without even me needing to mention that.
Yeah, because it's like a reality show. People want the drama.
There's an element of that exists. Yeah, but so which would beg the question of Uti, not only the beef side, but what he said was extremely interesting. Because I can't make a diss track off a piano track, because I need to speak about spirit.
You can. Throw such a jazz.
Okay. Innovator, because there is not one that exists. There is not one that exists.
They are not beefing, that's why.
It could happen. It does not exist. Do you think they would have not have done it?
Are they beefing or are they just throwing such a jazz?
Guys, let's not lie.
To whom?
Okay,
Where does it? Okay. If it was a diss track, they did a poor job. Don't make consumers to feel
a diss track. I need to know.
Don't make a consumer wonder, Baba.
Everybody, guys, let's have one conversation.
Sorry.
You guys cannot learn. Steven, thanks, man.
All right, thanks.
P come through. Yeah, so I think we're gonna need a part 2, part 3 because there's a lot to unpack. We didn't even touch the surface of the things that I wanted us to go through because of some people who don't learn. Who don't learn. Yeah, because of some people. But
it's been a great show, guys.
Yeah, Thibaut, tell us where are you based? Where's your business? How can people contact you and all of that, man? The floor is yours.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for pulling up, James.
Thanks for hosting us, man.
Sure. So we are Groomers Hairbar. So we are based or situated in Ebony Park by Lifestyle Shisanyama. So that's where you can find us.
Yeah.
If you want to make a booking, I think we can leave a number just on the tape. We can leave a number, but I mean, we operate off of walk-ins, guys. We're just a walk-in business. At Lifestyle Shisanyama. Anytime you want to come through, pull up. We open Monday to Sunday from 9 to 6 o'clock weekdays, and then from 9 to 7 on the weekends.
Any social media handles?
Yeah, we've got social media handles. So it's at Groomers Hairbar on TikTok, Groomers Hairbar on Facebook, and then at Groomers Hairbar on Instagram. At Groomers_Hairbar on Instagram.
All right,
no, for sure.
I am gonna ask one. Please, just give yes, no, dead, alive. Just just don't explain. Just give me just a good val. And guys, just give us your comments on the comment section. What you think about hip hop? If it's dead or if it's on ICU or stagnant or it's still alive and. Yeah.
Do I have all those options? Or is it just 2 options?
2 options. Is it dead? Is it alive? Is it stagnant? Like your just one word.
Stagnant.
Yeah. P?
It's alive, man. Somewhere in the shadows.
Jozi?
Alive alive, sorry.
Yeah?
One word.
Essentially,
essentially.
Bev?
Critical.
But stable.
But me, I've got something to say. I've got something to say.
No.
YouTube does not time us. We can have 7-hour video.
Okay. Thanks. Soundman, do you want to say something?
No, I don't want to say anything.
Alright, guys, please.
Don't close it. Can I say something?
Give him the mic.
A minute, dog. Please, don't.
A minute.
A minute.
First of all, whatever, they said Pretty Ugly's album was the best album last year. A lie. Mash and Words produced the greatest album that was produced last year. And then Lotinova. Let me speak about Lotinova. Lotinova is one of the greatest musicians we have produced in this country in the longest time. We have produced Huma Segela, aka Kabza the Small. Lotinova pounds. Those are the views are not Conacast views. These views let me give a shout out to Anzo because there's a Zulu area that happens in hip hop. Which Pitori niggas are the greatest hip hop niggas that
I'm gonna say Anzo is lazy. That's why I'm gonna say.
Yeah, they do that. They
Anzo
do that. The flame.
They're just lazy.
And all
Let's not.
These are lazy fucks. Screw them. Apart from that,
Chai.
it's Chai.
Yeah, thank you.
One more, guys. I'm not gonna be long as this brew. I also just wanted to give a shout out following his vibe. Guys, DJ Clan, please check out the viral albums. That guy is amazing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Touchline.
Yeah.
Go listen to Touchline. Touchline is pro kid elevated. That's what it is.
That's a big statement.
Go listen to Poison the Hood. The problem with it was it was released in December. It's one of the greatest albums of 2024. Go listen to
Shout out.
Mash Beats. Yo, these niggas are crazy.
Thank you. We are out.